Good morning, this is Ron Brown. I'm recording this on Thursday, June 9th, 2022. I have some new User SmartGroups I want to share with you, and this video is going to be about that. Now, here's my standard risk disclaimer. Any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. If you like what you see in any of my videos, and if you're not a ACSI subscriber, you should try the 30-day free subscription, where you'll also get access to the files that I show in this video and other videos. The link is here. Just go to highgrowthstock.com and you will find the trial link. Now, in this short video, I'm going to be explaining the EPS and revenue growth scans that I put in. I did both a 20% growth and a 40% growth, and these are growth only stocks. In other words, they have to have at least 20% growth quarter over quarter when compared to the prior year. And this is earnings, this is revenue, 20% growth, and this is a combination. Both have to be 20%. So on this one, you can see there's 200 stocks. When I require both, it cuts it down to 134. Revenue only is 185. So these are good growth numbers, but I decided to put a 40% growth requirement in here also, in case you really want to look for strong growth. Now this one has 165 for the EPS. The revenue has 129, and a combination cuts it down to 91, which means that both the earnings growth and the revenue growth have to be 40% or greater. So let's just go with the stringent one to begin with. By the way, these are updated every night automatically for you when you do your update, and I did not limit these. I want to show everything that's available in these. Now I'm going to click through to my view, and I'll show you where I'm going. I'm going down to my daily prospecting scans. Since the market is open, I'm going to go to 1A, and these are current quotes because Thinkorswim is running in the background. As I'm doing this, this is another weekday in the market, but let's just take a look at the top stock. This is driven to the top with the combo ranking, which drives stocks with a high intraday range and intraday price change to the top of the list. And you can see that this is trading at 94.74% of its daily range, up another 2.32%. Now just look at this stock. I mean, this has been a great stock that has been coming up. The group has been going up, and if I look at the VPA trends, they're all up, and the fan is up. Here's the 200, the 100, the 50, and the 18. And this stock is trading above both the 3 and the 6. Here was the preferred buy point right here. You can see the 3 crossing through the 6 on this, on a large white candle as it bounced off of the 18-day exponential moving average. These other histograms down here are the 6 and the 18 and the 18 above the 50. They're both above their zero lines, and the volume point of control went positive back here. This is a 10-day or 10-period volume point of control. Also, back here you can see pocket pivots as it crossed over. Now it crossed over, it failed, it had a pullback. Look where it stopped on the 18. That happens a lot, and this is a bullish candle because of the long wick. Now I realize I'm looking at the past, but I just want to point out that this is a good example of a strong stock, and not only just in, or technically, look at these. Let me put a frame around here. Look at these numbers. These are compared to the same quarters 1 year ago. Look, these are negative numbers. And look how this has changed. Refining and marketing, of course, with gas prices doing what they're doing. Now look at the revenue side. Remember, these have to have a 40% gain in both revenue and EPS. And these are well above 40. So this is an example of a strong stock based upon relative strength and a strong group with strong earnings. Let's look at the projected current quarter estimate, up 336 compared to the June quarter of last year, which was negative. And then the next quarter estimate after that is projected to be 1,000%. If this were a strong day in the market, you would see a lot more green up here. But even on a day like this, you can see stocks are moving up. Now here's one that just moved to the top. Let's go over it. Sega Technologies. I'm not familiar with this. I don't like the looseness of this, but let's look at all the factors that are going into this, or the technicals. 200, 100, 50, 18, big move up, and then it came down, and it's been basing sideways now, looking for direction. Now I'm going to go up to the top here. Let's look at this. These two numbers are above 40. These two numbers are well above 40. We don't have any current quarterly estimates here. This is a specialty pharma company. One reason for its volatility, but it meets the criteria. And I'm sure you're asking, how can I find these before they go? Well, what you do is you look for VPOC and moving average crossovers. And if you look at these two columns right here, this is the days since the 3 crossed the 6, and this is the days since the volume point of control turned positive. And let's just look at CVI here. 26 days ago, the 3 crossed the 6. You can see it right here on this, and there was an effort to rise candle. It shot up. There was some profit taking, but there were never two lower lows, and it never did get below the 18-period moving average, and then it took off again. Look at the numbers up here. What I'm doing with these scans is giving us the ability to find stocks with strong earnings growth, find them quickly, and then apply trigger points. And to do that, what I suggest, and we're not going to find much in here because most of these are gone, but just go into my daily prospecting scans, and this would be what I call my impulse reaction. It looks for stocks that have pulled back from a previous high and may be going again, but you can see they're not going today. This is a 3 and 6 day crossover with a positive volume point of control. There aren't any in this list. Not today, but they all crossed at one point, and that's represented in the columns that I just pointed out to you. Here's one, 3 and 6 crossover, pocket pivot 2-day window. Okay, here's the crossover right here, but it failed. This is a tough market. Ran into resistance, but look at the numbers up here. The market determines about 60% of a stock's movement, but even though we've had a really poor market, a lot of these stocks have done very well. Anyway, let me go down this list a little more. This is a continuation indicator. Volume point of control is positive. The 3 is above the 6. There's a pocket pivot, and I added one more criteria, which is not in the title. It can either be a pocket pivot or an effort to rise candle. Let me see if I can. For example, right here, while there was both a pocket pivot and an effort to rise, it's either or. If either one of these happens, then it's going to generate a signal. Pocket pivot here, this is yesterday. It's a continuation pattern. These are generally really strong stocks that are continuing to move up, but you can see there's profit taking today. Moving down the list, there will be no counter trend stocks, perfect speculator stocks. These are stocks, let's do the intraday. that recently hit a 52-week or an all-time high. There's DK again, but profit taking today. Tough market. And then 52-week high. Let's do the intraday version. You can see they're not following through today. Most active up. There's 3 stocks on this list. There's DK again, PBF, and DVN. Let's take a quick look at this one. Okay, this is a nice setup. It moved up, pulled back a day, but you can see there's a low volume test here. Very strong growth. Going back to this. High relative volume, you're going to have the same stocks. Market leaders, these are market leading stocks, and this is the intraday version. Profit taking once again. So I go down this list looking at these if I'm looking for long trades, but you can see looking at the days since the 3 crossed the 6 and the VPOC that most of these crossed over a long time ago. Now here's one, Arch Resources, that just crossed over yesterday on both of them on this effort to rise. Then there's a 2-day window on here, I'm sorry. And it pulled back yesterday, but here we're getting a low volume test. I think I looked at that one already. Let's see if I can find another one that just recently passed over. Nothing close, but I sort on these looking for crossover days or close to crossover days. Now here's one that pulled back yesterday. How do I know that? Because the VPOC went down yesterday. You can see it down here. I want to show you one more thing and then I'm going to end this video. I'm going to go up here to under my top-down process views and go to number 5. These are return factors. Sort on these. What? And look at these numbers. Here's a 21-day price change. I'm going to sort on that. You can see a lot of these stocks out of the 91. They're all positive except for 3 stocks. So earnings growth and industry group movement are what really drives these stocks, even in a bad market. Look at the industry percentage price change for 21 days. Now you're going to find this view right here under my top-down process views for market analysis. That's it. Thanks for listening. I'll have another video coming out.